and welcome back. So I am less than 3 weeks away from my baby's due date. Can we just take a moment? This journey has literally went so fast. I'm really excited but very nervous now. But more excited than nervous. I did think with us being this close to the end that I would share some things that people do / say that really annoy pregnant women. This is a very light-hearted video, but it's just some of the frustrations I've had since being pregnant when people talk to me. And obviously what people forget is I am very hormonal, so whatever you say like packs a punch basically. So one of the first things that I've written down actually goes all the way back to my first trimester. Obviously in your first trimester your whole body's adjusting to pregnancy, your hormones feel pretty all over the place, your emotions feel all over the place. I feel like it's a very unsettling time. One thing that used to really annoy me in my first trimester was when people would say, wait until this, wait until that. If I just had a day where I felt a bit tired, just wait until that, she's up all night crying. And I would just think, you know, my whole body's adjusted to pregnancy for the very first time. I've never been pregnant before. Just let me feel tired. You know what I mean? Let me know if you feel the same. The next thing actually happens quite a lot and I find it really strange. This is when strangers come over and touch my bump. This most of the time is without warning. It's just straight away to the bump and they just grab the bump and say, oh, there's a baby in there. For starters, it's a good thing I am pregnant, isn't it? Because if not, then you've just offended me. But also, that's my baby in there and also my body that you're touching. So it just feels a bit strange for us to be so okay with grabbing somebody's bump. If you are one of those strangers that do that, maybe just consider the man might not want you to feel a bump. It's very different if it's offered, but if not, I would just say to keep your hands to yourself. Obviously it's very different for friends and family. I don't mind friends and family having a feel, but some people don't like that either. But I just find it a little bit odd when people that I don't know decide they want to have a feel. The next one is actually one of our biggest frustrations, and if you're newly pregnant you will know exactly how this feels. This is when you first announce your pregnancy and instead of people just being happy for you, they have to say, well, wait till you're up all night crying, wait till she's being sick all over you. Like, I'm aware parenting isn't all balloons and flowers and there's going to be difficult days, I'm going to have a lack of sleep, it's going to be a bit tough sometimes, but this is my first time being a mum and more than anything I'm just very excited. I'm excited to meet my baby, I'm excited for it all. Like, I'm excited for the lack of sleep, like bring it on, like I'm here for it, you know what I mean? Like I have this baby and that was my decision and I've announced it very excitedly and then people say, wait till this. Nothing, I considered that. Well, I did. And I don't mind. Like, if someone's excited about the pregnancy and they're telling you for the first time, just let them have it. Just let them have it. It doesn't matter. No one cares when you announce your pregnancy. No one cares about the lack of sleep because it's not happening yet. No one cares about them crying all night because it hasn't happened yet. We're taking it day by day. The next one is actually a little bit strange, but it has happened to me a few times. And this is where people make up a scenario where it was more so in my first / half of my second trimester, where people would say things like, oh, if you found out your child had a disability, would you get rid? Or if your child had this, would you get rid? If you got pregnant again, would you get rid? And I just think that's a very personal question to ask. And I just don't understand where the logic of that is. Who in the right mind says to someone, if your baby had a disability, would you get rid? I'm sorry, but that's just not appropriate to ask someone. I'm sorry, but it just isn't. Obviously everyone has their own views on that sort of subject. I just think to get into it when someone's just announced the pregnancy is a little bit, why would you bring that up? Just think before you're saying things like that, because it's a lot to ask someone. The next one is, yes, I don't drive, and yes, I am really embarrassed about it, but it is what it is. But the next thing I've wrote down is when I'm waiting for the bus And you can tell that I'm pregnant now. You can definitely tell that I'm pregnant now. And there's someone in the bus shelter and they start smoking right next to me. I'm standing here 37 weeks pregnant, about to pop, and you are smoking next to me. I would just appreciate it if you didn't. I think any other pregnant woman did. I did actually see a woman standing there heavily pregnant once, and she was like fag after fag after fag. And I was a little bit mortified because I'm so like, oh, I don't want to be anywhere near it. I don't want to be breathing anything like that in. So when people do it around me, I'm just a bit like, did you have to do that right next to me though? Could we have, walked 10 steps away from me? Or, I just think, just be considerate of what people are going through. My baby doesn't want to be smoking. She doesn't. The next one is people having an attitude or opinion on how I should parent my child. There's been a few people I've spoke to that have kids that say like, oh, well, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do that. Oh, it has to be like this. And I just think, I'm her mum. I will make the decision of how she's going to be parented. And if you don't like it, you can leave. That has actually happened to me a few times, and I just think you have to respect the parents' wishes at the end of the day. I'm her mum, I'll make the decision. Don't you worry about how my child is going to be parented. And yeah. And I just think this was just a generalised overall one. And that is, if you're pregnant, you probably feel the same, but when you're pregnant, you're just not allowed to feel anything. If you feel sick, someone else has got it worse. If you've not had any sleep, they've not slept since 5 months ago. If you're stressing about finances, then it was your decision to get pregnant in the first place. And I just think pregnancy is crazy. It is a whirlwind of emotions. Every single day is different. It is so overwhelming. It's a very beautiful journey, a journey I would definitely do again. But some days can feel intense, especially when your hormones are really hormoning and everything anyone says just makes you want to cry. And I just think if a pregnant woman is speaking to you and she's telling you, I've had no sleep last night, I'm really struggling to get comfortable, just listen. Maybe she just wants to have a bit of a complaint. We're still human. Just because we're pregnant, we're still human. If you are pregnant yourself, let me know if you relate to any of these. I would love to know whether these are actually legit or whether it's just my hormones that have made us a bit like, well, why have you said that? So let me know if you relate to any of them, and let me know if I've missed any out, because there's probably so many other things that people say that I forgot to write down. Let me know how your pregnancy has been. Let me know what trimester you're in and what symptoms you're feeling, how you're feeling in yourself. I am less than 3 weeks away from my baby's due date, and I'm ready to get this baby out. I am doing everything I can to try and induce my labour naturally. But anyway, that was my video. If you did enjoy it, please remember to like and subscribe. Maybe leave a little comment, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye!